happened on the 6th, and the reason why Pelosi is now calling for the nuclear codes to be used. She's calling for the nuclear codes to be taken from President Trump. And it's like a military coup is what it is. They're reporting in the mainstream news now that the generals are saying that they're not going to go along with the coup that Nancy Pelosi is trying to start. So this coup that Nancy Pelosi has tried to initiate against our president has been denied by the generals. Okay, and this was a coup to try to overthrow the president's power over the nuclear codes, because what she's really afraid of is what has been taken on that laptop. There's information on that laptop that was taken from the raid on the Capitol building. Now, the Capitol building was raided by some white hats as well as some black hats. Okay, so you understand those laptops were taken. We have all the screenshots of the laptop of Pelosi, by the way, and I'm going to show you guys that right now. So we're going to give you guys the update on this. This is coming from Pete Santilli, just a little small clip, and then I'm going to show you one other thing, and we'll be posting these updates to our network so everybody can see what's going on. Right now, nobody really sees what we're doing here because I haven't updated the network, but here we go. We'll update it in just a little while. Like I said, this is just a short, small update.
I've been told that I can make the following publicly available. Within the past 24 hours, there has been a development, okay, whereas a smoking gun, we'll call it a smoking gun, because hammer and scorecard have always been, it was in the past we were talking about hammer and scorecard. Did they have any hardcore forensic evidence as to how a scorecard was used? Within the past 24 hours, they have it. Okay. I cannot release that. All right. On the 6th, this is what was told to me, is that there was a blackout on the internet, as you guys all know. We expected it going into it, that there was going to be a blackout. And they detected at the White House a bug at the White House. And also a surveillance van. A surveillance van and a bug was detected. And it's reported, and this is how it was reported to me, is that President Trump was taken to Abilene, Texas, down to Texas. That's when he headed down there. Now, during his stay, obviously in secure communications about some operations that are going on, and communications that President Trump has had to have as a commander-in-chief, of course. But then he was back en route to Washington, D.C., and then he was diverted for an unknown reason. And from what I understand, his most recent location is Wright-Patterson Air Force Base here in Ohio. So President Trump is being reported to be bunkered up in Ohio at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Okay? And we saw a flight pattern that indicated that his plane landed in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is great. And he's at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is in Dayton, Ohio. Now, I'm going to transfer some stuff that I just received here. And there's pictures out there. We actually have a flight. This happened. And
I'm just going to say this. I don't really think anybody. Whoops.
That flight pattern that we're talking about. Here it is. I can show it to you. Night 7. I think it's an E-4B, which is the Doomsday aircraft, which, of course, for communications reasons, can be converted to Air Force One with the president on board. But it's reported here on FlightAware that E-4B, I think it is, landed with President Trump on board, and President Trump was taken to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. But what was not reported out there, what was not reported is the reason why he was brought to Texas to begin with. And I have been told by one of our trusted sources that that there was a bug detected at the White House during a sweep and a surveillance van. Those are the two things that were told to me. Okay, and a surveillance van. Obviously, huge concerns there. And were you able to get a hold of our? Okay,
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. We'll make that connection. We will certainly do that. All right. All right. Now I'm going to share some more stuff with you. All right. I can make these publicly available right here. Okay. What these screenshots are? These screenshots right here. Let me move out of the way. I just want to poke the deep state right now. Okay. You guys have a good night's rest, okay? Because it's over for you guys. It's done, okay? Checkmate, at least up to this point in the game. All these files here have been recovered. There are multiple files. I'll drop another one. I'll show them to you. We'll blow them up. Here it is. A.J. Harper, Alan Birdsell, Alan Aldley, Alana Nelson, Alexander Trubchik, Alexandra DeHoog, Alexandra Chashinka, in alphabetical order. Right now we have copies of these files. Right now are in the hands of the good guys, we'll say. Okay. And it is also reported that Nancy Pelosi, as a result of confiscation of these files, and as these files are shown, it's to the reason why I'm even putting these up is to demonstrate to not you guys to prove anything. All right. Take a very close look and zoom in. Ask Nancy Pelosi, you recognize any of these names? You like these screenshots? Because your freaking game is over. Nancy Pelosi is about to be arrested. Okay? That's the way it's being reported to me. And everything is going to go down on Monday, is from what I'm hearing. Now, if that changes, obviously things change. But the deep state should read these screenshots closely and know what is in here and this group number. These files have been opened up. They're confiscated. There's reportedly 7 hard drives confiscated from Nancy Pelosi's office, a server, and her laptop. And it's not in the hands of the FBI, so you know that there will be some accountability. This information will now get out. And I think this information is going to start being made publicly available. Now, for those of you that doubt the report about the laptop confiscation, I want you to know that General Paul Vallely is one of those individuals that who is a close associate, confidant, and friend of General McInerney. Now, General McInerney will report the same thing that I just reported here. So this is very real, and you can hear it directly from Paul McInerney. Here he goes.
Scorecard from Joseph Goebbels. If you tell a lie big enough, and that's what they're doing, and you see Pelosi, you see Schumer. Ann just told me that Pelosi called the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, and they're trying to get him out on the 25th Amendment or to impeach him. Why? Well, because on Wednesday they took Pelosi's laptop. She's frantic. There were some people in there that were special forces mixed with Antifa, and they took her laptop and they had that data.
Not here to be Antifa.
Because they have that data. I believe they also have a source that is talking like a songbird. And the president is going to spring that person on us, so it will completely change, because it is someone that has said, I'm not going to do this. This is treason. Remember, this is treason, high treason.
Sir, could he use the emergency broadcast system or emergency action message to communicate
this? Yesterday that an email went around telling everybody about the emergency broadcast system? So there are those little signals that you see. You see that what I saw was the September 18th or 19th Executive Order 2018 that if foreigners were involved in the U.S. election, the president could declare an emergency. That means he knew back 2 years ago.
Yeah, right.
And that's why it's just all come together that COVID-19 was a biological attack. Let's not say it was an accident and it slipped out of a food market or anything. We're not that naive anymore. Look.
Okay, now I'm going to play a segment here on...
Okay, so here we go. Let's see. I believe Parler is going down in just a few hours. There's no longer going to be a Parler. So let's just refresh and see if it's still here. Just like we told you guys, the servers on Parler are owned by Amazon, and they basically can just cut your service off at any moment. So I believe that they've confirmed that Parler did not meet their terms, and so they will be cut off. So everybody on Parler, get ready to say goodbye, because it's not going to be there anymore. The best place you could probably be is Telegram. Now, there's others that are talking about different platforms. We have our own platform as well at blazingpress.com. If you go to the community tab, you can always connect directly to us and our local community online. But if you want to connect and make sure that you have a redundant system for when the lights go out, if you have cell phone service, as long as you have cell phone service, you will be able to still be connected to your network. Okay, this is why we are promoting the Telegram system. The system of Telegram is very important to stay connected to. Okay, also, there was an update here. I think I forgot to talk about this. This was coming from the chairman of the Nye County, Nevada GOP. This letter from the chairman. Let me just say, I know a lot of people have probably seen this, but there are people out there that haven't. And like I said, I will be updating the network on this broadcast so we can get some eyes on this. I know we've got some people here right now, but it's a late night broadcast and not too many people know we're on. But look at this. So it says here, the chairman on the 8th, which was yesterday, wrote, "As I write to you today, I have no doubt that this letter will find many of you crushed under the weight of despair or perhaps lost in a maze of confusion. It is my hope that by the time that you finish reading this letter, you will be able to confidently join millions of others who support the president and another 4 years. Let me be clear, Trump will be president for another 4 years. Biden will not be president. Yes, I know these are shocking words in these crazy days. I have been approached by many saying it's over and Trump conceded the election. Nothing of the sort has taken place. Go back and listen to the videos all the way through. At no point does Trump even mention Biden's name. At no point does he say that he concedes. He doesn't say that there will be a peace. He does say that there will be a peaceful transition to a new administration, and he does say that this is only the beginning. Those phrases are important to note. Indeed, we will have a new administration made up of a new vice president and cabinet, as the current ones have all made their treason complete. I will touch on this more in detail shortly. We do well to remember that for more than 4 years, Donald Trump has been 5 steps ahead of everyone in every attempt to derail him, impeach him, or confound him. For example, he announced on election night in the early morning hours that he didn't want a dump of ballots at 4 a.m. What happened in just a few short hours at almost exactly 4 a.m.? A huge dump of ballots took place, which showed that he already knew that it was going to take place. That was a public word to the enemies of our country that he was on to them. Also, consider the recent incident at the Capitol building in D.C. Trump was late to his speaking engagement and then spoke on a number of rehashed things to the crowd of 500,000. But this created a problem. You see, if Trump had spoken on time and briefly, the MAGA crowd would have been at the Capitol building with the Antifa faction and likely would have been drawn into the fray by accident and confusion due to the crowd size. With Trump speaking late and long, the MAGA crowd was protected and separated from the Antifa groups. it would be very clear that the disguised Antifa people were 95% of the people in the building. Again, Trump countered because he was steps ahead of them. This was clearly a staged event meant to blame Trump supporters and try to frame Trump so that the 25th Amendment could be used by Congress, but it failed. Never mind the numerous videos showing the police opening the gates for Antifa. They didn't fight their way in and then leading them through the building. All those videos that show this, it's very clear. They literally opened the gates to them and led them into the building. I've seen all these videos, okay? I say this only as two examples out of many, and that at no point was our president or has our president been in a fight of desperation. Now you may ask, why hasn't Trump arrested anyone yet? Why did this have to go all the way to Congress? Multiple reasons. First, Trump has been adamant in following the rule of law and the Constitution. He gives everyone, no matter how dirty, an opportunity to do the right thing, sometimes with warnings such as the phone call with the Georgia Secretary of State recently. He pushed cases through the courts. He presented evidence to the legislatures. And he even told the vice president to do the right thing. But the betrayal by Pence and Congress, the treason, but with the betrayal by Pence and Congress, the treason is now complete, and nobody can say that Trump did not allow the process to finish before acting. Second, in order to drain the swamp, you have to know who the swamp creatures are, right? They can blend in very well with the crowds. But the false event in the Capitol revealed the final traitors for who they were, regardless of party affiliation. Trump flushed them out of hiding. He goes on to say, I need to take a moment to speak on Pence. With his treason completed, many of you may not know of his dealings in political posturing prior to the infamous day in the Capitol. Pence was already wheeling and dealing way back during the 2016 election season with, wait for it, Paul Ryan. And by the way, I did see all of those email threads with Paul Ryan and Pence back in 2016. They were literally going to steal or try to steal the election or the nomination of the president in 2016, and it failed. Remember Ryan, the Rhino Speaker of the House? Look at those emails that were recently revealed. And I won't show you all those emails. I don't think we should get into all those emails. Let's just go ahead and I'll just scroll through them really quick. These are all the emails. You can always just stop the video and read these if you want. But this is from 2016. I will post this in our Telegram app, this link. So then it goes on to say, Pence was also involved in a scheme to oust Trump sometime before his first 4 years that was orchestrated by Rod Rosenstein and supported by the Clintons. The plan, get rid of Trump, become president, and then appoint Rod Rosenstein as the vice president. Why would they want that? Because they felt Pence could be controlled. See the links for for the part 3-part series for more information. More could be said, but I don't want this letter to become more of a book than it already is. Suffice to say that when Trump said that at the DC rally that he hoped Pence would do the right thing, he already knew what he was going to do, but was, yet again, giving the man space to choose to do the right thing. Now nobody has been more supportive of Trump than Lin Wood. This man's career has been fighting defamation lawsuits, which means that he doesn't say things, no matter how outrageous they may seem, without them being true, as he knows the consequences of slander. With this in mind, Lin Wood has become a fountain of information and leaks of hitherto unknown information, revealing some of the depths of corruption and evil in our highest offices. This is the same man who recently said that the arrests are coming over the next few days. He called Pence a traitor well before the counting of the electoral votes on the 6th. But did you know that he also said that the president, following the Capitol incident, left D.C. on a doomsday aircraft used for communications in the event of a nuclear war? with his family and was in Abilene, Texas. This aircraft was confirmed both by flight trackers and eyes on the ground. In short, he is a trustworthy source of information, and you have a means to follow Lynn Woods on Parler, now no longer Parler. There's another app that he's telling people to go to, and I can't remember which one it is, but we'll get all that information to you guys. I think everybody should be on Telegram. I don't know why Lynn Wood is not on Telegram. He should be following Sidney Powell's lead on that. But, a lot of these older people don't know how to use certain things like this. I guess they don't want to take the time to take, it's not that hard and difficult once you kind of look at it. It does take a little bit of learning, but a lot of times people don't want to do that. They just want to, just point, click, and type. That's really what they want to do, kind of like a real simple Twitter type app or a Facebook. But the Telegram is very important because of the way it's been set up. But anyway, this is the rest of the article, and I'm not going to read it, but I'll post this article also at our Telegram page and our website. Okay? So this is pretty much what I wanted to share with you. I think, was there something else I wanted to put up here? Okay, I think that was it. We will definitely put this out on our network. Like I said, this was a late night short broadcast. I want to try to just get you guys the news without a whole bunch of fluff, without a whole bunch of, string of commercials and or commentary that's, not really specific, and maybe more of bite-sized type things that people can share. You know what I'm saying? Some short broadcasts. I know my broadcasts go kind of long at times because I'm going through a lot of news, and that's fine. I think a lot of people like that, but I want to start doing shorter kind of bite-sized clips that can be shared as well. Now, I don't know if our channel is going to continue to be here on YouTube, but we have other channels, other backup channels, and we will continue to post on this channel until it's no longer able to be posted on. And then we'll move to our next channel. But you will be alerted when we do through our alert emergency text alerts. It's almost like an EAS system as well. And we will send you that information via text alert and also through Telegram. And we'll also alert other channels that we have as well. Now, also, another thing. The emergency alert system, the EAS, which is the emergency alert system, you want to make sure that you disable, and I post